Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:30 on September 4th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We first want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at our Thursday. And Sarah, I know you're tracking out storms this morning. How is it looking?
Well, this morning we are waking up on the drier side, but we do have to keep an eye out for storms today, especially as you're into the afternoon. But a look out at Talent this morning, we're sitting at 66 degrees and moderate air quality as we're heading out the door for lots of us across the region, especially areas over west side and into Northern California. Even into Klamath Falls this morning, we're waking up with moderate air quality, so not too bad. But throughout our day today, if we're areas over to the west, definitely going to be expecting to see hazy sky conditions, some areas of smoke still into Northern California, and also impacts to your air quality. Now, throughout your day today, also starting off this morning with mainly clear skies. Temperatures just slightly cooler than where we were starting off yesterday. But because of the less clouds this morning, temperatures will be warming up for us rather quickly. And then by the time we're into the afternoon, expect those high temperatures again into the upper 90s, maybe just a few degrees warmer than yesterday as well. So it is going to be feeling hot into your afternoon. But notice into the Rogue Valley, we do have thunderstorm chances in our forecast again today. I'll be keeping a close eye on that. Likely today going to be a bit more isolated to spotty if we do see any of these storms. Spotty like nature areas over east side. Here's a look at your high temperatures for the day. Upper 90s as your areas over to the west. We'll see 80s east side, 90s into Northern California, and 60s if you are along the coast. Here's our outlook where we could see thunderstorms develop for us today. Better chance to see this is definitely going to be areas over to the east and along the Cascades. Now into the days ahead, we're not done with those thunderstorm chances, but something nice we can look forward to is a cool down on the way. Temperatures are going to drop a bit below average as we're into next week. So I'll have more details on what you can expect in the days ahead and time out what we're expecting for your Thursday coming up in your next forecast.
And starting on the fire watch, we're still tracking the Blue Fire as evacuations remain in place this morning. The operations sections chief said the Blue Fire burned a little bit closer into town. Firefighters say all homes in Sayad Valley and the Walker area have protections in place as the fire slowly grows north. Water drops are continuing as conditions allow, and more fire crews are arriving to the fire daily. And the Dillon fire is now 21% contained with no changes to current evacuation levels. The fire burned actively to the northwest, but has held its position on the east side. The night operations chief says crews are working on that area, mopping up and strengthening the line in case the fire makes a push east towards any structures. And the Bureau of Land Management Fire is reminding all drone users that it's both illegal and dangerous to fly drones near wildfires. All firefighting aircrafts can be grounded if a drone is spotted near a fire, slowing down firefighting efforts. BLM Fire says it's best to keep drones away from fires and critical air operations. And as our communities grow, Jackson County Fire Districts and the City of Ashland are teaming up to improve emergency response services across the county. Now they're commissioning a regional fire service study to assess current systems and financial health. The study won't seek a specific outcome, but aims to focus on building safe, efficient, and reliable service. A closer look at the fire planning and capacity study can be found on kdrv.com. The study is expected to begin later this year. And Pacific Power is announcing a new program to help customers save on energy costs this summer. The Cool Keeper aims to optimize electricity on hot days by reducing energy without impacting air-conditioned spaces. Customers in the Rogue Valley and Central Oregon can opt into the program through Pacific Power. The program is set to expand next year. And Oregon Housing and Community Service is helping add new affordable housing developments all throughout Oregon, including multiple in Grants Pass. Newswatch 12's Grace Ritz has more details on each development and how they will better the city.
Nebraska Trails is one of 3 housing developments being built in Grants Pass. With the help from OHCS and Chrisman Construction, the 51-unit development is well underway.
The walls are up and expected to have completion, kind of springish, summerish next year.
The city is also working with the Mid-Rogue Foundation to create more housing for the city's veterans.
A veterans dedicated housing project It's being developed by the Mid-Rogue Foundation, and it has 36 units. 20 of them are reserved, entirely for veterans.
These 3 housing developments became a priority after the city of Grants Pass adopted a new housing study and saw that they were facing a serious housing shortage.
But our goal is really to kind of hit all levels of income, and we were quite low on the housing stock that's available to those that earn the median wage or below.
With the 3rd development set to break ground in the next few months, the community can expect all developments to be finished by 2027. Reporting in Medford, I'm Grace Ritz.
And continuing today through tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Northwest 5th Street from A Street to Evelyn Avenue will be closed for deep sewer lateral repairs. Local access will be from A Street and Evelyn, but the road will be closed around the 800 block. The city of Grants Pass is asking residents to respect traffic signs and do not enter hazardous areas. Drivers are advised to avoid the area and find alternative routes. Emergency vehicles will not be allowed through. And moving into our crime alert, 5 people were arrested on felony charges of encouraging sexual abuse with minors, with 1 additional arrest made in Missouri. Southern Oregon Child Exploitation Team says the cases aren't connected, but they discovered more than 800 explicit images in their search. The 5 local suspects were arrested in Medford, Ashland, White City, and Eagle Point. A 6th suspect was arrested in Taney County in Missouri and will be extradited back to Oregon. A closer look at these cases and the suspects arrested can be found on our website. And the Josephine Marijuana Enforcement Team conducted a search and seize in Cave Junction that ended in an arrest. Authorities seized over 11,600 marijuana plants and 2,500 pounds of processed marijuana. 33-year-old Richard Bassett Jr. faces charges including unlawful possession and manufacturing of marijuana and unlawful appropriation of groundwater. Federal agencies assisted in the raid, which also uncovered a firearm and multiple code violations. The investigation remains ongoing. And as students head back to school, COVID-19 cases may be on the rise again, prompting reminders about vaccines and precautions for the new school year. The CDC estimates that nationwide trends suggest COVID-19 is likely increasing. Coronavirus infections are either growing or likely growing in 30 states, including Oregon. The western states also have the highest levels of coronavirus in wastewater, while specific hospitalization data is not available. The increase in cases may lead to higher hospitalization rates, and local health officials are urging the public to stay up to date on vaccines and boosters as we head into the fall.
Don't want people being hospitalized, and the vaccine does a good job of minimizing that. We do know that vaccines work. We know that vaccines can stop the spread of infections. They do a really good job of preventing severe illness.
Students returning to school or from travel from over the holiday weekend could fuel the spread of the virus, which is why health officials encourage everyone to stay informed and take precautions as COVID-19 cases potentially rise. And a new early learning and wellness center is opening this month in the Rogue River School District. This center includes a health clinic run by La Clinica and preschool programs from Head Start. We first told you about the new center in May, and now the district is preparing to open their doors in just 2 weeks, expanding both education and healthcare in our local schools. And on the first Thursday of every month, the Foodery chooses an organization they want to work with. And for the month of September, the Foodery chose First Phoenix Community Center as this month's selection. The Community Center provides free food and clothes to Phoenix and Talon residents. They also provide food for a week for more than 300 people. And for every food item and drink purchased today, $1 will be donated to the Community Center. Foodery states these fundraisers are a great way for the community to know what organizations are out there to help out.
This is a great organization that continues to give back and has the community kitchen and all the events they do for fire victims and residents in general.
The event will run from 5 to 7 p.m. and people will also have the opportunity to donate to the community center directly. And hot air balloons will fill the Northern California skies for the 2025 Montague Hot Air Balloon Fair. Balloons will begin launching at 7 a.m. on September 19th and will continue through Sunday the 21st. This free family-friendly event will feature music, vendors, and of course the classic Smokey Bear hot air balloon.